restraint, caught up in the games they play. High-speed chases gone awry, serious turns into pie in the sky. Just out of jurisdiction, laughter and a conviction. Beneath the badge in misguided fiction, here comes the twisted depiction.
I hope it got that. I'm not going to edit that if it caught it.
We've not had any like, oh my gosh, I peed all over myself moments.
Yeah, we need a good Travis P story. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. Travis is in the
dying to know some stuff from our guests, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've had, I don't know, most of our episodes have ended up with some kind of pee story from Travis, peeing in sandbags, peeing on his wife, peeing, something, pee in the bed. So it's kind of a running joke at this point.
I'm going to try not to tell any. But you never know. If it goes that direction, I've got plenty more. So we'll see.
So we're running this episode from a new location. We're
Station 2 now.
Station 2. We're trying it out. So we'll see how it goes in this room. It's kind of a work in progress. We got a great guest for you tonight. We're going out of the realm of police and everything, going into the military. It'll be our first, I guess, full military married guest. He's actually some of my family he's married into, and so welcome our guest, Paul Baker. We're glad to have you on.
Thank you.
So, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I born in Dayton, Ohio. Family's from Manchester, Kentucky, and then, like everybody else, moved to Ohio for jobs after, Korean War or whatever. Then I wound up coming back to Southeast Kentucky in Clay County and finished up the 4th grade through high school, which I graduated in 1982 from Clay County. And then that's when I joined the Navy, the submarine service. And I served on 3 nuclear-powered submarines.
Wow. And
I did a tour, a 3-year, 4-year tour as a training instructor to a submarine training facility in Charleston. My rate on the submarine, I was a torpedoman's mate, first class. So I'm responsible for the ship's ordnance, torpedoes, pyrotechnics, small arms, ammunition, and the ship's torpedo tube launching system, flood and drain hydraulics, high pressure air, those types of things. And some of my collateral duties in the Navy was as a firearms instructor.
Awesome.
And a training instructor, and some other little things. Did my 10 years, then I was put out on disability. Then in January of 94, I finally got hired on at the federal prison in Manchester.
Okay.
And I did 20 years there. And I did not just show up and do my 8 hours and go home. I was a little more, because here's the thing. Once you in the submarine service, it programs you to don't stop learning. You always keep going. You always work to the next step. And so I kept that. And so with the Bureau of Prisons, I get in there and anything and everything that come available, I jumped on it. I spent 19 years there as a firearms training instructor as well, and a correctional services training instructor. I would teach new staff the correctional technique stuff before they went to Glencoe. Right. There's a 3-week indoctrination you go through. And I would do the correctional services part of that, along with other people.
Is that down on Fletsy Base in Georgia?
Yeah, they would kind of like teach you a little bit. This is what's going to go on in Fletsy.
Kind of like a gentleman's course type.
Yes.
Type thing. I got
That's just what you're getting ready to go in and get into. Kind of give you an idea. And I did the farms training stuff. The training instructor there. Holy crap, I spent about 5 years on the affirmative action committee. I was a selective placement program manager for people with disabilities, the ADA and things, American Disabilities Act compliance stuff. I was an equal employment opportunity counselor.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
I would do say somebody sexual harassment stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They would go first. You have to go through your processes, lowest level first, which would be a EEO counselor. And if that didn't work, then they would go to the next step and the next step. Okay.
Was this for inmates or employees?
Employees.
Okay.
Okay. Holy crap! What else did I do? Yes, I probably did more than I should have, but I did. Like I said, being in the submarine service spoiled me or ruined me. I don't know if it set the bar high standards to keep achieving high standards no matter what I did, wherever I went. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And
Never settle. Just
I never settled.
Right.
I never settled for this. Is no. I kept on going and going and going, and then I did. Well, I think I had about 12 years in, and I got tired of the correctional stuff.
I can't blame you there.
I went 5 years in Unicor at the factory.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did 5 years in the factory where we made battle dress uniforms, the Gore-Tex rain pants, and that type of stuff. It was a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing, it was a Monday through Friday, off weekends and holidays. But that's kind of like, and it wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
My cup of tea was corrections.
Right.
Being in their sewing machine, and it wasn't my stuff. My stuff. So they started doing a reduction in force in Unicor, and the warden invited me to come back to custody. I said, okay, I understand. She, kick my chair as she walked by, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come back to custody. All right, I got you. Then eventually was promoted to lieutenant after that. Okay. Then I did my time. I retired. I did my 20 years. January of 2014, I retired with 20 years with the Bureau of Prisons, 10 years Navy, so I have 30 years retirement. And I'm doing okay, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
All right, so
You lied. He is part of LEO.
Well, yeah, I did lie. So.
Well, I'm very curious. So you did. So what year did you join the Navy then? So
January of '83.
So you went up to. They do everything in Illinois.
I went to boot camp in Great Lakes in the middle of January and February, and cold. I mean cold.
I'd say it was
cold,
nasty.
Cold.
So from there, boot camp was cold, but no problems there. You go.
Then went to sub school, around Connecticut, stuff like that. Yeah.
So how long was sub school?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure going to the fleet then was eye opening because
when
you see that thing and
when I reported on board. We had this, what we call the command master chief, or we call the chief of the boat, the cob. You always see these Navy shows on the submarine, the cob. He's a senior enlisted guy.
If you watch like Top Gun and stuff like that, the cob's always up there with the XO or the CO or something.
He's a senior enlisted guy over. He's a liaison between the XO and the captain and the enlisted people.
Guy.
Okay.
I'm in there washing dishes, doing my time in the kitchen. He comes. He was a good big old boy from Georgia. He come by and he said, "Baker." Yes, Cobb. He says, how you doing? I said, I'm doing okay, Cobb. All right, good. He said, the Navy, they tell you it's not just a job, it's an adventure. I said, yeah, Cobb, yeah. He said, you went to school and everything. Yes, Cobb. You went to all that? Yeah. Well, that's the adventure part. He said, now, boy, you're on the sub. Now it's time for the job part.
Yeah.
Get to work. All right.
It's amazing how many. I was amazed. Like my MOS when I got out to the Marine fleet was, first I was. It's kind of weird because it's downtime. So I was a motor transport, moved in, but ended up in a combat engineer. I was a vehicle recovery guy. So I operated cranes, and then our shop was not always operating cranes because we had some vehicles. So I ended up doing hazmat, pulling engines, loading. I was like, all this other stuff. But I thought my primary, MOS was swabbing decks and doing field days, just pick it up and
Sweeping the rain.
Or buffer tech.
Buffer. I was a buffer tech a lot too. So yeah. But that until you get like E4 or corporal or something, NCO, I was like, man, I know my job. Swab the deck.
I got a buffer tech story for you. If you want to hear one.
Yes.
Well, when I went to shore duty as a training instructor, this is for people that's primary E6 and above, E6 and E7. It's who they, this is okay. You've done your time on a boat. Mm-hmm. Now you go to shore duty to hopefully relax and get some downtime.
Yeah.
Well, on shore duty, we had these civilians that come in at nighttime that took care of the buffing, the floors, and this and that. Did all that stuff. Well, okay, need to save money. Guess how they save money?
Put the sailors.
Well, on shore duty, we had, when I first started out, first year or so there, we was in 30 section duty. That means every 30 days you had to come in and stand duty in the building, make rounds, make sure the place isn't burning down, security patrols, Yeah. Well, they got the bright idea to let these sailors run these high-speed buffer techs and buff and wax these floors on weekends. On weekends.
They were so happy about it. Yeah.
All right, so we went from a 30-day section to a 15 section. Now we had to, every 15 days we had to stand watch. Because why? Because then every time you come in, if you had duty on a Saturday, you don't only come in and do your watches. You come in and have to come in for spend 4 hours on a Saturday. You'd be stripping a section of floor or sealing it and waxing and buffing, high-speed buffer. Oh my goodness! They were people talking about PO people that were E6s. Here we are buffing floors. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is private work.
Yeah.
So I remember my first. I got promoted to E4. And I was like fired up, getting the blood stripe in the Marines, getting the getting the NCO stuff, and I was like, man, I've made it. Mm-hmm. First thing's like the sergeant that came up, he's like, hey, I got plans tonight. You're the new corporal, so you got barracks duty tonight. You're the NCO in charge on that, and I was like, it was this is a Friday. He's like, it's Saturday. No, I had it the weekend. It was like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday maybe. I think he came in and relieved me on Sunday. And he was like, good luck. And it was like a holiday weekend. Like like St. Patty's Day or something, when Marines get buck wild anyway on any weekend, but especially St. Patty's. And I was just like, what trial by fire. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, well, I'm about to fight, shoot my way out of here. I was like, and then that was just at the barracks. Then you had the guy over, staff NCO that was over top, over the battalion. He was coming in. He's like, you better get it together, devil dog. And I was like, I was like ready to take my chevrons off. But like, I'm going to party. It was just wild because he knew what was coming. It was just his draw, and he's like, I got a rookie here. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Oh my gosh,
threw you under the bus.
Oh, it's horrible. But it's all the extra duties that. You can do your job. It's the extra stuff that just drove you crazy. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe all this stuff. But yeah. Tell us more about this sub stuff, because you're the first person I've ever met that.
All right. Let's go back to the Scudo boy from Georgia, the chief of the boat, the Cobb. When I was doing my onboard check-on with him, he was giving me the riot act on checking on board the boat. He said, boy, he says, I hate a thief. He said, boy, we got a thief on board here, and if I catch this thief, he said, well, boy, you know what? He said, we got some pretty steep ladders in here, up and down, I hate for somebody to fall on them ladders and really get hurt. You know, I hate, you know, you take a shower and you slip in a bar. You know, I hate for somebody to slip and fall in a bar of soap. That'd really be bad. You know what I'm saying there, boy? You get my drift? Yeah, I get your drift. You know, these bunks, you're liable to roll over and seize and roll over out of bed, and you might fall and hit your head on the way down. You know, that'd be bad. You understand? You get my drift there, boy? I get your drift. I hate a thief. I got you.
I bet it was a total different style of justice when you're underneath the water.
It is.
And way far out.
It is.
I couldn't imagine.
How long was a sub deployment? Like, how long would you all be?
It really depends on your mission.
Okay.
It can be a week, or it can be 90 days. Okay.
I can't imagine spending a
It
day.
depends. If you was in the Gulf or something like that, and you was always attached. I mean, right there with the fleet, like the carrier group, and the sub was probably somewhere close or somewhere out there.
Okay, here's something for you to think about, guys. For every one carrier, there's at least 2 fast attack submarines underneath or somewhere. For every one carrier, there's 2 fast attack submarines underneath for security.
Yes.
Okay? So if there's 2 aircraft carriers, you're going to have 4 fast attack submarines patrolling underneath for security.
Yeah.
Okay? That's something people don't know.
I didn't.
You don't
know
think about that.
I always knew. I mean, I knew that there was when the carrier group went out.
Yes.
I knew that just frigate. I mean, whatever resupply, all that went with them.
There can be 7 ships in a carrier group plus 2 submarines. Okay, you know what I mean? There's a whole lot to that.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, there's a reason.
I never did a float. Yeah. I wish I kind of would have, like a mid float or something, but I never did.
Yeah.
But then I'm probably like, I'm glad I didn't, because what the Marines wrote on were not that.
Well, I saw a few Marines with a lot of sea service stars on their rib. You know, it's stars for multiple. I've seen a lot of young staff sergeants with a lot of stars, more stars than I've seen with sailors. Huh. I'm like, my God, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
In the Marine Corps, and you got stars on your sea service ribbon.
What was it like the first time you get in there and you're on top? What was it like when you hear dive? What was that like the first time?
Thank goodness. You know, first of all, a submarine is round.
Yes.
Yeah.
So going down the river, you're tossing back and forth. You're just a soda can tossing back and forth down the river. And the further you go, the worse it gets. And we have to be in 10,000 fathoms of water before we can dive. That way, if something goes wrong, we go down, we stay down, we're not coming up. You know, that's the reason for that. So you have to be out deep enough, and to a certain point. In Charleston, it's not too bad. But after a while, you're like, when we're going to dive? And you hear that dive, and you're like, thank God. Because once you get down in the water, it smooths out. It's smooth.
Yeah.
That's where it belongs. It's streamlined to run on the water.
I never thought about that. Floating on top, just being beat all over the sky.
I bet it pitched crazy. I was like,
If as long as I'm up top, I'm okay, breathing fresh air and I can see it. But when you're down below, because you don't see nothing moving. You just nothing's moving. Only in the one boat I was on at the torpedo room, we'd have his chain hoist hanging down, 2 of them, and that'd be the only thing. The chain hoist never moved. It was a submarine moving around those chain hoists hanging. You know what I mean? The chain hoist didn't move. It was that submarine pivoting around those chain hoists.
It's like, oh my gosh. I was like, I wish I could climb up that chain and just be still. With them.
I can remember at 400 feet, I think at 400 feet, we were taking like 5-degree rolls at 400 feet. We got to 150 feet, we was taking like 10-degree rolls at 150 feet.
Jeez.
It was nasty. Bad.
I would have been puking.
Yeah.
Talking about puking. Well, we were pulled into St. Croix, Virgin Islands. And we came out of there and was coming back across, and we couldn't be submerged because it was in another submarine's op area. All right. And it was rough. So there was 3 days of no food being served. It was too dang rough. You just went to the mess decks, and if you can eat peanut butter and crackers or sardines, it's what you ate. But you know what I mean. You just put.
They didn't want to clean it up. They're like, yeah, we're good.
No, couldn't cook. There's no way you can cook. No way. Nobody was hungry anyway. You couldn't.
Nah, it'd be like, yeah, we're good.
Nah, I'm okay. Give me some cracker, peanut butter, something. I'll be all right.
Between seasickness and
I bet them old salty dogs are up there like you bunch of rookies.
Hey,
Can't handle
I've seen some old salty dogs get sick. Oh God.
yeah, there's no way.
It's true that the Dramamine patch makes things worse. Dramamine pills make it worse.
I tried. We cruised and got in high seas from Boston to Bermuda, and there's no patch, no peel that can.
No.
I was like, when you're walking down a hallway and you end up bouncing off this side and that side, I was just like, I gotta get there.
You just lean up against it. And hopefully you don't have no doorway in the way. You just kind of slide, you just roll down it. You just lean up against the wall and kind of use it to hold you up.
It jacked me up for about a week after I got home from that, and then flying. And when I got home, I felt like I was still moving. Driving home,
I would come home and almost fall out of the shower.
Yeah,
because I was still taking a shower. I'm still wobbling around in the shower, thinking I need to wobble around to keep my balance, but I don't.
Right. You had sea legs on the shore.
Yeah, that's it. Sea legs on the shore. You're right. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a good feeling. I don't.
No. We went deep sea fishing one time. Well, twice. Same outcome both times. But the first time, first time we had bad choppy seas when we got out there, and I got so sick, and they gave me the Dramamine. And what you were saying, it makes it worse. Absolutely.
If you can go to sleep, that's
it just turned everything into foam. I was just puking. It's like a suds machine.
What? How fast when you're on top? How fast do them things cruise then?
Maybe 12, 15 knots.
Oh, that's so slow.
It is slow.
I'll be like,
a teardrop submarine's made to run faster submerged than it is on the surface.
Right.
Now, the World War II submarines were V-hull. World War II submarine was pretty much it was pretty much a frigate with a steel top on it made to submerge. So it had a V-hull. So it would run faster and longer. It was a battery boat anyway, diesel boat.
Diesel, yeah.
So they would run 90% of their time on the surface. Then once you found a target, then they would submerge and go to batteries to attack.
Yeah.
Yes. Because it ran slower underneath, faster on the top because the V-hull.
Very, very interesting. Now how long can these nuclear subs stay submerged?
Just as long as you got food.
That's amazing to me.
As long as you got food. Food's the biggest drawback. Make your own water. We make our own oxygen. So.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
So as long as your weakest link is your food supply and that. So
your food and your crew's health. As long as you stay healthy, that's it. Yeah.
Oh wow! I couldn't imagine because living in barracks and stuff. When somebody got strep, everybody got strep. If somebody got the stomach bug, it was just runs its course, flu, whatever.
I would imagine that it would be the same.
Oh, I bet the sub was even faster.
Not too bad because you're always together anyway. You're still there working together every day.
Somebody got by that time, if it already passed or something, you're pretty healthy, and then probably like working in school.
The biggest problem is your teeth, because teeth will get you off of a submarine quicker than a kidney stone.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
There's no dentist. We only have a corpsman's all we have. That's all we got's a corpsman.
So a toothache would send you back up.
Yes, it would.
A corpsman get good at pulling teeth.
With a pair of pliers. Yes.
So give me some.
You're a bad dental records and your kidney stones.
Keep you off of the
I sure will.
I had no idea.
I worked a handgun theft for a corpsman the other day. We may have to pick his brain a little bit.
Corpsman especially when they're signed, they're the best friends that you could ever have. Especially, I mean, they did everything. The Marines, they went through a crazy boot camp with us too. So they're good. My father-in-law's he was on carrier groups. He retired Navy. He did 22 years, and he was always on a carrier. So I might have him on there talking about the carrier, what the difference is.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I couldn't imagine being for a long deployment in such confined spaces.
I think, the claustrophobia would get me. I think I would.
Like sub school and things like that. You're being watched a lot
to see how you're going to handle.
A lot of eyes are watching you all the time. They put you through these training scenarios to see how you're going to react. And if you're going to wig out in school, now you're gone.
Yeah.
And still, then people get to the boat, and they still watching you. Let's get. While I'm thinking of this, let's talk about hazing for a minute.
Sure.
All right, because they didn't have hazing when you was in the Marine Corps. They dropped that hazing. Right?
They wanted to. I mean, we took our licks here and there. The butt pinning you, and then these.
On a submarine, particularly, hazing serves a purpose. And if you got somebody that's going to wig out, you don't want to wig out when you're way deep in a mission on the water and you're out on a mission somewhere. You don't want somebody to wig out.
Because they start hollering, screaming. Enemy can hear that stuff.
They might take a wrench, start beating the hull, and you got to, now you're being detected. You're being, So to help wash people out, hazing served that purpose of getting these people washed out that were going to wig out. Because you don't want these people to wig out during an emergency or something happens. If somebody wigs out, that can be loss of life.
Yes.
Okay, and the ship too. So that's very important. So it did serve that purpose. And during that time on the submarine for hazing, is to get rid of the not the undesirables, but the people that just couldn't handle stress.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Probably a lot more stress inoculation. See if you've got what it takes under here, and put the pressure on you.
It's like what boot camp was originally for. In the Navy boot camp in '90, they started having these stress cards. Stress cards.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
They wear gym shoes now at boot camps to the boots. What in the world are you doing? So boot camp was also a way to wash people out. And get,
Yes, if they cut the mustard, if you will.
You got to.
It's not. You can't be.
I'd heard they're talking about bringing the shark attack back, and I'm okay with that. I mean, that doesn't.
You have to check and see if you got. Will you stress out and run it? Will you jump up out of a foxhole and run a fighting position? Will you give away your
right?
And it's just about saving lives. It's really all it is. It's can you maintain discipline when? Because they can't shoot you
when the crap's hitting the fan.
Like a DI, a drill instructor, or somebody. They can't shoot at you.
Yeah.
They just can't. So what do? They add the stress, and the only way you can do that is raised voice and PT.
Yeah.
Run you to your, and yell and bring your heart rate up, and then have you do drills or do something that adds that to see if you can perform. Just hazing to be a bully is one thing, but hazing to check you, see if you got what it takes
it's
to
just
make
a gut
it.
check to make sure you know.
Check.
And it's not being a bully. Nothing about being a bully. It's all about.
Yeah, it's not about isolation because when they put you on a quarterdeck and PT you till you throw up, there's a reason. It is about seeing if you can gut out you made a mistake or whatever, or I was just in the area of somebody that got in trouble. Right. It's not about me personally. It's just it's a gut check and see if I've got what it takes to be a Marine. Yes. If I've got what it takes to submerge on a submarine in the Navy. It's all it's about. Can I go through an SF? And I knew I couldn't. I just didn't have that mentality in the gut. I could probably physically Probably not now, now back then maybe.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have that desire to go to recon school or anything like that. And if I would have, it would have just been, they would have washed me out because it just wasn't what I wanted to do.
That's true.
But
that's where they find it.
Yeah.
They find, or why are you here? Do you really want this, or did it look cool and you want to join up? So that's the difference.
And I see no issue with that. You got to figure it out. I mean, it's just like that in the police academy too. Which our police academy was pretty more. I mean, it's not. They try a little bit, but it's not. It's basically a gentleman's course too. So
the state police.
State police is they've implemented that. I think they still do.
Yeah, they're tougher.
But you've got to find out. I would rather find out that this is not for me in a controlled environment, rather than to find out this is not for me when somebody else's lives on the line, or
True, because if you got a state trooper that's going to the academy and he's got a DI in his brims and his forehead, what's he going to do when he's down in the car in the street and he pulls somebody over and they start doing the same thing to him on the street? What are they going to do? All right.
Exactly. Yeah. I think we're seeing the go hard at academy will help you on the street to maintain your
with
cool.
Discipline and your cool.
Discipline.
Yes.
With law enforcement, you got to kind of ride that line because you can't. I mean, you can't back down, but you also don't want to escalate to the point you're violating civil rights.
So how many? You said you did 3. How many deployments did you do on or different groups?
Well, I was on 3 submarines.
Okay.
And
multiple.
I was on one. My first submarine was a fast attack. Then I went to 2 ballistic missile submarines after that.
That's got to be a
SSBs.
different world.
Different worlds. Fast attack is seek and destroy.
Yes.
And the SSBNs is a go down, lay low, and wait for launch orders to launch these missiles to Armageddon.
Yes.
Okay.
I bet that was what was the difference, say, in the attitudes of the crew? Like when you're hunter seekers or whatever that movie, I love that movie.
Yeah.
If you're on that side, you're a hunt and destroy mission versus what's the mindset?
Completely different. Completely.
It'd have to be
completely different. I mean, different. Back when I was on a fast attack submarine. The only thing I can explain being a fast attack is like being in a 1% motorcycle club.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Like they're their own.
Yeah.
Badasses.
You're on your own. Yeah. You see somebody out there that tells you need to get a haircut. You flip them the bird. Say, go screw you, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way it is.
Almost like the special forces. Of subs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Probably
you need a haircut.
On the water.
They're like, I screw you, buddy. We know where I've been. All right, screw you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Okay, now on a boomer submarines, it's okay. On a fast attack submarine, you got 1 crew. That crew's got that boat forever until people come and go.
Now, how many people?
130.
100.
All right,
that's a lot.
Well, that's the whole crew. No, not everybody goes to sea. See, some people stay back, go to school, vacation, baby leave, whatever. Now on the boomers, you have 2 crews. You got blue crew and you got gold crew. All right, because this boat's designed to go out with these missiles, so it's designed to go out and stay out for 3 months with 1 crew, while the other crew stays back. Goes to school, goes to training, R&R, you train 4 hours a day or disappear for 4 hours a day and go home.
Right.
All right. Trust me, when I was on a boomer, I would be in Charleston, South Carolina, and a lot of times on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, I'll be right here in London, Kentucky on a Thursday afternoon. I'll be there until Sunday afternoon. We'll drive back to Charleston. Yeah. All right. That's the way it was.
That's not too bad of a gig.
Not
too bad of a gig at all.
But I'd say when it was out, when you was on a mission, it was probably a different kind of world.
Different kind of world. Yeah, because on a fast attack, those seek and destroy missions, you're out there doing things that people don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And that Well, because when you're not, a fast attack has two missions: seek and destroy, and espionage. So if you're not out there seeking and destroying, you're spying. You're spying. Okay.
Yep. You guys see where the other ones are.
So I've done my spy mission.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I have done my spy mission. Yes, I have.
Wow.
How far away on those when you were, when you was running with carrier groups? How far away would you get from, say?
Well, I never was actually in a carrier group.
So you were all around on the.
In a fast attack submarine, when I was on it, we was independent. We was doing only time we got involved, only time we ever did it with anything with a carrier, we was asked out doing some training. I think we did some training one time with the USS America. Just training stuff, see if they can find us. And most of the time, see if they can find us, which they can't.
No.
And but actually being part of a battle group never was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Awesome.
but I've been up in spy missions. I've been to places, and I've been to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba on a fast attack submarine. Okay. Wow. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah. Now I would imagine during that time Russia would be the big threat.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's what I.
See what's cool about that. See, I kind of thought all of them were, were kind of attached. Just in my own little pea brain. So that's why y'all were such badasses, and because you all were getting on them things, and you all were going out independent, being like, we're saving you all. You just don't know it. We are here to save the world. That's awesome.
when we went on our spying mission, the captain's given orders to go. You're to go here. And they're called clandestine operations, is what they're called. This captain is taking a submarine to an area, and if he does something that we get caught, he must been doing something. He must have been going a little rogue or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what he was doing. Either he was a rogue. He's trying to take this submarine and give it to you, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say.
They're not going to back you.
No, they're not.
Right.
No, put it this way, we were briefed on our POW, our duties and responsibilities as a POW.
They send you like SEER school and all that stuff. And
Just right there in the mess decks, XO. So this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to say.
Wow.
Because we were, I guess I can tell you this, we were, you know where Murmansk, you ever heard of Murmansk or Polyarny?
No.
Russia?
Oh. Is that like a
Yes.
up?
Yes. I've been there. Yeah. I've been right there off the coast of Murmansk and Polyarny. We would sit there on the mess decks, and we had a little 19-inch TV up there in the corner of the mess decks, and you got a dial switch on the periscope. Whatever that periscope looks at, you can dial a switch in that television on the mess decks to see what the periscope sees. So we sit there eating chow for a whole month. Up there, we was eating chow. We can see what the periscope's watching, and we're seeing landmass. We're seeing massive elevations of landmass. So that means we were fairly close, which means we were closer than 10 miles from land.
Right.
I mean, because of the elevation of the hills. Okay, we were a lot closer.
Man,
That's awesome.
so when I know that seeing some cool ports and pulling in at some cool places, I can imagine pulling up like, there's our enemy right there.
Yeah.
And they probably had somebody
We're right here in the
right there
bathtub. They don't even know it.
When we pulled into Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, as we were transiting in, there was a Russian cargo ship, rust bucket, coming out. So we were met them. Our captain gets up there, flips some burger in them.
That's all.
Yeah.
The captain must be. He was cool.
He was. He was like, if you're going to be on this boat, you better keep up.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the way he was.
So, was there quite a bit like on the those are they bigger or are they smaller?
Yes, the fast attacks are smaller.
Yeah.
Then the boomers are bigger, of course, because they have the missile compartment.
Yeah.
The missile boats I were on had 16 missile tubes.
Jeez.
So you got all this missile tubes there, and so yeah, that submarine is longer and stuff. Yeah.
Now, what kind of munitions would that be? Is that
That's
like
probably new.
nukes?
One missile carries 8 nuclear warheads,
Okay.
and there's 16. Well, you can carry up to 16 missiles, and each missile can carry up to 8 nuclear warheads.
Jeez.
Jeez. That's, yeah.
Okay, that's Armageddon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
That's that book that I read the other day where it kind of maps out what happens when somebody launches a nuke. Well, the subs that's what just takes out all everybody else.
Yes. Yes.
We're just watching, the other day when they bombed Iran, and then the nuke wasn't it the submarines fired off some shots? I think
The Tomahawks.
Tomahawks. But that came off of subs.
Yes, it did. Yeah, they take the older, not the ones, the boomers that I was on. They're gone now. They're razor blades.
Wow.
So we're talking the Kentucky, the Ohio, Florida, Georgia, stuff like that. Go SEC, right?
Right.
They converted those boats to Tomahawks. So those missile tubes, they were the Ohio class boomers. They also have more. They have 24 missile tubes, and their missile tubes are a little bit bigger too. I think. Hang on a second. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think maybe one missile tube can carry, I want to say, 8 Tomahawks or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, so there's 24 missile tubes at 8 Tomahawks, okay?
Jeez.
Now, can those be fired from submerged or?
Yes,
Yeah.
it can.
That's
Yes, it
wild.
can.
That's awesome.
So those are called SSGNs. Guided whatever.
Yeah.
If you see an SSGN or whatever, that's a guided missile. That's the Tomahawks.
Okay. Man.
Lots of Tomahawks.
Can't.
And those Tomahawks can be nuclear as well. There's 3 different types of Tomahawks. One's your conventional, nuclear, and the third one is bomblets. They fly over airfields, and they can drop off bomblets, and they'll just pothole a runway.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's
Or if you got tanks or airplanes laying there, they'll fly over because Tomahawks have forward vision, looking radar, and they'd fly over and then just drop, just pop airplanes or
They
runways
become
or
like
tanks.
bombers. The bomb becomes a bomber.
Yeah.
Just start-
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Golly.
it's like science fiction.
Yeah, it is. I've read about these in Tom Clancy's.
Well, see, being a torpedo man, that was stuff that I did was torpedoes, tomahawks, harpoons, and
Yes.
then when I was in on my first fast attack island, we had what's called subrock, a submarine launched rocket which had like a 10 megaton nuclear warhead on it. It was an anti-submarine depth charge. It would
Okay.
evaporate 5 square miles of water,
Gosh.
and it only had a 30-mile range. So go figure, okay, 30 miles away, this thing is going to evaporate 5 square miles of ocean. So how is this back wave going to affect me, the blast zone?
Right.
So what's the survivability of this blast zone of this nuclear weapon that is fired?
I would imagine that vacuum filling back would create.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that current. If you were, I don't know how far the range is, but I would want to be hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's probably
because
a lot closer
this
because the
subrock
sub-
goes up into the atmosphere. It goes up into the atmosphere and free falls down to but
Whatever depth
it's
it-
only had 30 miles as far as it goes. Though.
Oh.
Even though it's rocket launched and goes, because most of that time it's going up into the atmosphere and going and coming across.
That don't take that long, so you're already turning. Let's go.
So we're shooting and turning around, going fast we can the other way.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you didn't have to use that.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they got rid of it. It's a pain in the butt.
Man, what was your favorite deployment that you got to do?
I'm going to have to say that time we went up north in '84.
Yeah.
Time we went up '84, went up north. We did a little spy mission. That was very interesting.
I bet
That
the-
would I would
I bet
very
the,
so yeah.
Very
the whole
interesting.
pucker factor was.
It was be chased. We got chased. We chased and we got chased. And it was a back and forth. There was like 3 or 4 days there. We, okay. How many stories you heard about people tracking? You ever tracked a bear? Heard about tracking a bear?
I've heard about it. I've
Okay,
never.
'cause
I've
when you
never
track a bear, eventually you'll come around to what? Your own footsteps.
Yeah,
Right?
because
You
it's
heard of
circling.
that? Okay.
Which means it's tracking you.
It's tracking you.
Yeah, he's just trying to get the other.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's just back and
Cat and
forth.
mouse.
It was back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, that's got to be scary.
Helicopter. I mean, a Russian helicopter up there spotted us because we were up there.
Yeah, because if you had telescopes out,
Well, our periscope was up.
Periscope is what I mean.
We spent 30 days with the periscope up. 30 days straight running with the periscope.
wow,
Yes. Looking and watching and recording. Looking, watching, and recording. Because the periscope's got video cameras in it,
Yeah.
film cameras, it's got everything.
That's where all those Loch Ness monster videos
Yeah,
came
that
from.
was-
Just a
that was just
periscope.
periscopes, man.
Yeah.
What was the deck like? And if you was up where they're at, I bet the intensity was different in there. Did you ever get to go up there where they were, and when there was were the radios and the
That's
sonar?
that's pretty much after you get done with your washing dishes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Crank, we call it cranking. Hey, crank. Hey, crank, give me a refill.
Yeah,
You do time in the kitchen.
Do-
What's the purpose of that is to get the crew gets to watch you.
yeah,
So you're working in the kitchen for 90 days. You're brand new on the boat. So the crew gets to watch you, how you work, how you react, and the crew gets to say, "Hey, crank, give me a dessert." See, they're poking at you. They're hazing you. They're already poking at you.
yeah.
Hey, crank, give me a refill. Blah blah blah. Hey, crank. You know what I mean? And they're testing you the whole time. You're being tested.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Yeah. But after you do that, the next thing you do, you're gonna move up to is called diving and driving. That's the driving the submarine. Right there.
Okay.
You'll see that looks like a cockpit on the airplane.
Okay.
That's your next. You move up to that. That's very interesting. That's because you're right there with everything that's going on, the periscopes, the fire control. You're right there listening to everything going on. You're right there because you're driving that sucker. All right, you're right there. You're right in the middle of it driving it.
That would be so
And
funny.
you know what? You're 19 and 20 years old. That's what you're doing. You're driving this daggone submarine around there and this all this stuff. Ooh, watch this.
That's
Holy cow! I just
How
think about
scary
some of the
is
guys
that?
I know.
I was
that
gonna say, how
some-
scary is that? And think about you at 19.
Oh, that's why I would
Control,
never.
yeah.
I wouldn't have qualified to be a submariner. My GT score wouldn't have been high enough to get in there.
Then once you earn some stripes, you need to go down and work in your division or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean?
How many levels and
Well, there's 3 levels. There's
Okay.
a upper, middle, and a lower. For
What-
the most part.
what deck was most of the the sleeping quarters on? Was it did it depend?
Bow compartment, lower level, yeah, down in the belly. You got and way down in the belly, underneath the control center of the belly. That's where the torpedo room is. The
Yeah.
torpedo room's back in the belly, where it's the longest we can
Yeah.
have it and the widest.
Why? Yeah.
All right, bow compartment's berthing and stuff. Where there's only 2 levels in the bow because it's smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you all have to hot bunk it? Or
Yes, we did.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
So it's 24/7. What I mean.
Yeah, there's not enough bunks for everybody.
Yeah.
So there's temporary berthing in the torpedo room. You get these portable bunks, you strap them down in the torpedo reloads, and you sleep in there. Yeah. And that's where people come by and they poke
Shut
at
them.
you. Hey, wake up!
I'd imagine
watching.
You get your dolphins in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead up and get qualified.
I would imagine there was all kinds of pranks going on.
Yes,
all
there
the time.
is.
What they
Yes.
do when you cross the equator? They shell back you all.
We crossed the Arctic Circle.
Oh, that's a different one. I've never heard of the.
Crossed.
What do
That's
they
the
do?
blue nose.
Oh, okay.
I'm a blue nose. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so when you go up north, you across the Arctic Circle, you're blue nose. There's a ceremony for that, initiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, drinking the truth serum and whatnot.
See, I didn't know. I've always heard about the equator and going south.
Same concept.
Yeah.
There's shellback and blue nose.
Yeah.
Then there's the Dateline.
Okay.
I don't remember what that's called.
Yeah, I've just seen and heard my father-in-law talk about some of the things they had to do, and just goofing off, really, and hazing, really. It's good for them. Good for character.
Absolutely, character building.
It is a character builder. Hazing, like I said, it gets rid of the ones that can't handle the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to snap under pressure, man, these guys are going to go. Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't.
And I've saw a lot of that. Saw a lot of guys get washed out. Officers too. I mean, it doesn't matter. And that's like I said, this fast tack I was on, our captain we had, I seen him kick out a lot of 03 officers just because they just couldn't perform up to his standard. You come to his boat, he expects things done a certain way, and you better do it that way or you're gone. See ya.
Yeah. I'm sure the pressure that the captain. I mean, you all were the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
And so there's a performance rating. I'm sure that he was looking for,
because he knew we were going to go on this run in '84. He knew this run was coming up. We all knew, because as soon as I got there, the other guys said, this is our schedule, we're going to be doing this, something we're going to be doing. I never paid no attention to what they're talking about, this northern run thing. We call it a northern run. So we're going to go up north and sometime in '84. Okay, it says '83. Okay, I'm okay. But then the captain, in the meantime, he has to get his crew ready. All right, so if you come to his boat, because he didn't want to take you on a mission, a critical mission run, and you be questionable about operating a submarine like he wants to. So if you can't operate a submarine like he wants to, and we're going to go on a critical mission run, and no, I don't like the way you got to go.
Yeah, not a whole lot of room for error on that type of mission.
No, there's not. I've seen a lot that got washed out. Something I say other words, but
it has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I would want, if I was on a sub and could handle it, which I couldn't, I don't think, but I would want to be surrounded by people who would also be able to handle it, so they didn't jeopardize me.
That's the whole thing in it.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that would be kind of contagious.
And you know that 03, that 02, 03, they would probably really succeed and go well on a regular, on a frigate.
See, a boomer boat or missile submarine, because they're a whole lot different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a different concept when you're out as a hunter and being hunted.
Because a lot of these 02s, 03s, they will come from a boomer where it's laid back or whatever. And then they come to a attack boat and just can't quite.
Like, this ain't the way we did it on the.
This ain't the way we did it on the used to fish. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Well, no. That's the best. You need to learn how we do it here. If you can't learn how we do it here, you got to go.
Yeah, either adapt or get out.
That's it. Yeah.
That's reasonable, I think, for that type of.
Well, you remember, you ever heard of old Mancuso, the guy that started up the SEALs team?
Yeah.
Okay. He couldn't run. He was fat, overweight, drank, partied. That's what he wanted out of his SEAL team. Mancuso wanted his SEAL team the same way. He wanted a bunch of partiers that could go out and party all night and run all day and go do the mission and come back and party again that night. All right.
He wanted a different kind of freak.
Yeah.
Just an animal almost.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they can handle it. They can handle this, and they can.
Yeah.
And then they have quite the. What is their retention like? Are they graduating? It's like 30% or something like that. It's crazy low.
It's high dropout rate.
Yeah, so
very
tough. It's hard.
And a lot of it's just mental.
Yeah, a lot of them watch themselves. The freak athletes that that are Olympians. They don't, you don't.
But I feel like that's something that you'd have to want. You'd have to go into it with the mindset that this is the only thing that I want to do. It's the only thing I've ever wanted to do. But I think
a lot of them do.
And I'm going to do it.
Yeah. A lot of them do.
Because if you've got a backup plan, I feel like you're going to go, I'm going to go home.
Well, that's not a backup plan. is if you wash out right here, they're going to send you back to fleet, ship and boat on an aircraft carrier.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's your motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the aircraft carrier and ship paint, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, I think
Or go
that's
to the
their,
aircraft carrier and wash dishes or something.
yeah.
One of the guys I work with has given him a hard time. He's in the Marines. You
course.
probably know which one. But they was saying something. One of the other guys is in the Navy, and I was like, "Isn't the Marines a department of the Navy?"
Yes.
And he's like, "Yeah, it's the men's department."
I pulled that.
Yeah.
Until you say that to a corpsman, then you're
Yeah.
like, this guy's gonna hurt me.
Yeah,
But
or
yeah.
a SEAL, I'd say.
Being a military, being around a lot of Navy folks when I was in, so you're mostly corpsmen and the medical staff because Marines don't have medical, and I've got nothing but good. They've pulled many of my teeth and filled all the doctors and stuff. But my corpsmen, I mean, I got dog bit one time. Man, they're the ones that stitched it. They're the ones that took care of me. I'm like, man, these guys they're awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's so you did your shore patrol then, or
shore
shore
duty.
duty?
Uh-huh.
That had to be from being out there at the tip, kind of like, hey.
Oh, it was a relief.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that welcomed, or was that kind of like, man, I'm gonna be bored for a long time now?
No, that was okay. That was a good break, right?
Okay,
Yeah, it was. But going back to a submarine after that was rough.
Different.
Yeah, going after being on shore for a while and going back to a boat it wasn't quite like the first time.
Yeah.
Nah, okay, this sucks. Yeah, okay, all right, I gotta do this. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, the first time it would be exciting.
Yeah, but after-
everything's new.
Around
everything-
after you've been around doing no. It sucks.
Is it like everything? Like your primary MOS, I guess, was munitions or torpedo. But I'm sure you were. If they needed you to pick up or come up here and do it, whatever, you could do that. I mean, they cross-trained and everything.
I was a calibration. Hang on, let me get this straight. I was a calibration technician. They sent me to school to calibrate gauges because on the torpedo room we got water gauges, we got hydraulic gauges, we got air gauges. Well, they all got to be calibrated. So they sent me to calibration school how to operate this King Neutronics calibration equipment. So I can calibrate my gauges and put a little sticker on there and put the expiration date, on it, and my name there. So about, I did that. You know what I mean? So take care of my own stuff. So I've done that. I've been to a little career counseling stuff. How to do divisional career counts for stuff for your troops. Okay,
Yeah, trying to. I remember our career recruiter type guy. You come in there and he's like, "Well, our battalion's the lowest retention in the Marine Corps right now,
Yeah.
and your next stop's going to be Okinawa. You ready?" I'm like, "I'm getting out." Thanks for
There goes your retention.
Yeah, I was stationed in San Diego, and I knew I was going to go somewhere. I was at Camp Pendleton out there, and I knew that it wasn't going to get to do another stint out there. But I was kind of hoping to go back to the East Coast or something. But I was like, yeah, here we go, Okinawa. And I just got married. I was like, you want to go to Okinawa? And she's like, nope, well, I'm good.
No, that's not good.
So you wound up in London instead.
Should have went to Okinawa.
Terrible choice.
But that was, I had such a good time, and the friends I made.
Oh yeah, that's that right there.
It's worth everything.
I just got back Sunday from a 3-day reunion, right, from my first boat I was on.
That's awesome.
Right, yeah. And I saw at least 3 guys. The last time I saw them was in '85.
Wow.
Cool.
I didn't know that. I wouldn't think about, boat crews having reunions.
Oh, they
and
do.
stuff
Oh,
like
Yeah,
that.
tight. I mean,
Yeah.
boat crews are.
You would get
got to
tight,
be tighter than.
Tight.
I was. There was this reunion that was coming from our battalion. I was a 7th engineers out in San Diego, and this Vietnam group was getting together, and it was a Saturday, and I was so mad. They met all week, but they were doing their dog and pony thing on a Saturday, and my boss came in. He's like, "Hey, wash the truck, grease the tires, take that 5-ton out there, and run it for the kids, and whatever, let them play all over it." So I did. I went out there and did the wash rack, cleaned it, got it the best I could. Well, where it was, I had to go through this mud pit to get turned around. And then them kids dropped like bags of chips everywhere on that thing. So that next Monday, they come in there and look at my truck, and it was destroyed. It was a 5-ton or something. I was like, they were like, get in the office. I was like, they were like, "Did you not wash your truck?" I was like, yeah. I mean, they were ready to NJP me there. I was like, "Oh my God."
Tell me, the kids had a
I was
blast.
like, "Kids, I didn't need that many chips on there."
Yeah, the kids had a good time. As you can see.
I mean, we had a good time. The people loved it. But I was like, they were like, "We told you to, make it showroom ready." I said, "This truck's 25 years old."
Yeah.
I was like, and I had to run it through mud to get there. So it was like, oh my gosh, it never rains in California, and it rained that day. I was like,
of course,
yes. But those reunions are real special. They're, you see them guys get together, and some of them were injured, and that brotherhood never dies, and and I talk to my buddies, we're tight. And when you lose one or something like that, it crushes you. So.
Yeah.
And that's a real brotherhood. It's not. I mean, it's not like
I couldn't imagine how tight some of you got when you're underwater and out for a while.
The practical jokes don't stop.
I'd say not.
I bet there was some great ones. I bet there were running jokes too. This
Frozen pillows.
Oh my gosh! Frozen pillows.
Which I guess there's only so much you have access to while you're down there, but I mean, I can imagine you all got creative.
The mind doesn't stop. You know what? A lot of that we do trivial. There'll be like there's a communication phone that's like just casual communication phone. We would call back, "Hey, trivial question, and what's this, right? Blah blah blah." Okay, and you're gonna you'd have questions and answers on this trivial stuff. That'd be like, "Oh man, I gotta look this up."
That's
We
gotta keep your morale's got to be.
The only thing you got's a dictionary. We don't have no Google.
Right.
There's no. You got the Webster's dictionary or tag manual to look something. That's all you got.
Had to get creative, entertaining.
Morale. See, morale is different when you're above water. I mean, you can go you can have the entertainment flown in. Say if you was out at a war zone, they come.
I wish we can have entertainment flown. Huh?
Right,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times we out there and Chris Ledoux's playing, back in the day, or hey, who was some of the people we got to go? I mean, it was all the time. A rodeo, right? It's even just the base stuff they would do. Movies.
We would pack, the reel-to-reel movies. We would pack cases and cases of old reel-to-reel movies and take them out, for 3 months. And when we went up that northern run in '84. See, we left on August 28th of '84 and come back December 18th of '84. All right, and we took these movies with us. And I can remember towards the end going in there in this closet trying to find a movie, and we go through there. It's like it got to where we were pulling up movies. And anybody heard of this movie? No. All right, that's what we're watching.
I bet I could imagine keeping morale up.
Yeah,
like because a movie only goes so trivia and things like that would be.
Yeah, well, a lot of spades, hearts.
Oh yeah.
Board
games.
The other board game. I never did. There's this one particular board. Let me think of this. Can't think of the name of this board game. It's not a board game. It's a peg board game. And a lot of submarine guys play it, but I never did learn how to play it. So.
So kind of like backgammon.
Backgammon, yeah. Is that it? It's a card game, You play with cars, then you have these pegs you move
Yeah, that's
down around the sport.
Yeah,
like you go down, you start at one, it's like you come down, you come back. I don't know. Yeah. But I played hearts and spades.
Oh,
Stuff
man,
like
I bet
that.
you got good at it.
Yes, I
we
did.
play a lot of spades, but we got into rook there for a while when I was over in Belgium, and we would get so good at it we would have to play bad to try to win. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You like, I know that he's got the ace, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do this to throw him
Sandbag or
off,
something.
sandbag, just to try to throw, because we got. That's what you did in a garden.
Yeah.
You're just like,
It's
we
either that
played
or
so
go
much.
back.
So we played. It was an odd combination, but it was rook and margarita night.
Oh yeah.
It usually end up with some kind of weird fight, but it's okay. I mean, it just happens. Sometimes that's the way it has to be. So it's
Well, on the sub though, see, once any warship gets 10 miles from land, you can gamble anything you want.
I guess that's international
International
waters.
water, yeah.
So
So every Saturday night's pizza casino night.
Yeah, keeps the
There's your morale right there. Every Saturday night, pizza.
unless you're
casino
losing.
night. Yeah.
And that captain didn't care. He's playing right with him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What favorite port you ever pulled in?
Well, I've only been to so many. That's a short list.
Because they probably didn't pull in a lot, did you?
No, they
You
didn't.
can't give away them secrets.
The only foreign port I've ever been to is Holy Loch, Scotland, and
I would love to go to Scotland.
Was it just so remote that it was easily, because I've never heard of that. It's not
Yeah.
like pulling into.
well, there was and then I've been to St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
Yeah. That'd have to be that. It's weird. That's the difference between y'all would just
Yeah.
do your thing and come back in.
That's about it. But a lot of swim calls in the Bahamas, though.
Yeah.
We would be out, get ready to be out, do our thing, get ready to come back in the Bahamas, and we would pop up and the still beach is open. Take the barbecue grill topside, grill hamburgers,
Oh,
and hot
man.
dogs, swim around and come back. Could be out to sea for 3 months, come back in sunburned.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
It
That's
wouldn't
awesome.
take long, would it? Really?
No.
They'd come out there pale.
You go out there and swim in the ocean for a little bit, you get a little, you get red.
I bet that's, man. So then you transitioned. You got out and then
Yeah.
went into the Bureau of Prisons.
Yes, I did.
Any crazy stories in there?
Too many.
I've heard. Listen, I've got some Marine buddies that were over there. You probably know, and I'm like, man, there's some crazy stuff. I know. I'm gonna mention them off air, but
Did you spend all that time at Manchester prison?
All that time at Manchester.
It's not a maximum. It's a
High, medium.
yeah.
But they have some bad cats that
Yeah,
end
don't
up
get
over
it.
there.
There'll be guys at at a penitentiary level, and they will get to where they will come to Manchester to transition into a lesser security, and a lot of those guys can't handle that. They'll go in and pop somebody in the jaw and just to go back
Just
to
to
a
go back.
penitentiary. They'd rather be in a penitentiary. Yeah,
Too much freedom.
yeah.
No,
Too
no.
much freedom, too many snitches.
Oh yeah, I could.
People, there's a difference between an inmate and a convict.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, an inmate don't know how to do his time. He's usually a short timer, doing 18 months. A convict knows how to do his time, and is usually doing a lot of it.
I would imagine the guys that know that they're not getting out are the
Yeah.
ones that you would have to worry about the most, or maybe on the boat.
I think they don't want any problems with COs,
No, they don't.
but they ain't gonna
Absolutely
take. They're not going to take much crap off
Right.
of those.
No, they're not.
Those inmates,
No, they're not. No, they're not.
because they don't want. If an inmate's in there acting silly, they're going to try to shut that down.
Because it's because you got these young bucks doing 18 months. They don't give a rat if they're locked down or not. These older guys, look, man, they try to they control the younger guys. Listen, we want to stay up. We don't want to have to eat no cheese sandwiches, okay?
Right.
So, and another thing is, if you're locked down, you can't gamble.
Right.
That's a big thing. So, you're strong arming people, want to keep everything quiet. So you can gamble, you can go to the rec, you can work out, you can go eat a regular meal, not eat a cheese sandwich in your cell and have to jackhammer your crap out. But as they say, cheese sandwiches.
They
stopped up.
Stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the game, was that a problem in there? And
Oh yeah.
I mean, you had different folks that ran different blocks. Was that how it went?
Yes,
or was it just...
you got the keys to the car, whatever they call it. Everybody's running a block. But I know I was making my rounds one night. I said, okay. I saw something. Said, okay, things must be okay. Can't be that bad. I walked up to a cell. I saw. Let me see if I can get the who was doing what first here. I saw a white supremacist getting a tattoo from a black guy. It's okay. So I was like, it's all right, that's all right. I just walked on. Okay, I said, never mind. A black guy tattooing a white supremacist. Okay, that's not okay. If that's okay. I can handle that. Tattooing ain't right. It's wrong.
Right.
Okay. But the concept of
them being together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked a guy, because the guy worked for me. I said, the next day or two, I said, hey, man, what was up with that? He said, well, the dude control. He's good. All right.
So they'll take the talent over.
I'll take the talent. Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. Politics in there is probably really different.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a 20 years between
20 years.
So I would say you saw a big mix. Did you see, Aryan Brotherhood and what is the big?
Oh, everyone.
All
let me put it this way. You got you know who the Crips, the Bloods, and say the Latin Kings. Okay. The Bureau of Prisons, the Latin Kings, the Crips, and the Bloods, they're not even on the chart. They don't even look at those guys.
Wow.
Okay. They're so far down the list. Okay, they're at the bottom of the list. Okay. So if you think Crips and Bloods and Latin Kings are bad, the BOPs and they're Sunday school teachers.
Oh my gosh. They get a lot of publicity, I guess, outside.
Yeah.
Being the street gangs.
Now there's bigger dogs than those guys.
Wow.
Like I say, you got the Black Gangster Disciples, right? And you got your Serranos out of California, the Latin Kings, Mexican Mafia.
The MS-13.
MS-13s, those guys, yeah.
Now I ran into, it was one day we got a call of something. It was coming off the Greyhound. And I just went through that clandestine class with the in-service and all that. And there's a black guy got off the bus, and I was just sitting there talking to him. He wasn't part of the call. And I just happened to look down and see his tattoos.
Yeah.
And I said, And I said, hey man, how long you been part of the Disciples? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like he just completely shut me out and walked away after that. I was like,
I would even ask. You got more stones than me.
King Shorty.
Yeah.
Man. Did you enjoy the obviously 20 years? But
Well, yeah, a lot of interesting. I've had a lot of interesting conversations with inmates. Okay.
Yeah.
20 years. I've had. They're just one guy. He is from Cuba. He was there when I hired him. He was there when I retired.
Wow.
And the only reason he was here is just from illegal entry from Cuba. They couldn't send him back. So you can't send him back, they got to keep him locked up. All right. Because a lot of these guys are the Mario Cubans, if you know what I'm talking about.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Mario Cubans are the Fidel Castro's worst of the worst of his inmates. So when his prisons were full back in the 80s, he put them on boats and tell them to go to America and don't come back. He meant that. So they would come to America, they would arrest them and send them to Bureau of Prison. They'd go work in Unicorn, making sewing and stuff. They loved that. You take a Cuban inmate, now if he can make $150 a month in Unicorn, well, he can send $100 that a month to Cuba, and his family's living like royalty.
Wow.
On $100 a month, okay? In Cuba, that's a lot of money. A lot of money.
Wow.
So their family look up to them. Oh, they're in America working for Unicorn in prison. They think that's great. They're getting $100 a month.
That's a different world.
Different world.
They'd rather be incarcerated.
They would. If you was to take some of these Cubans and throw them out the front door, that'd beat you back to inside the fence.
Yeah.
All right. Sure would.
That would be, it would be interesting to interview like a lot of those guys. That, I mean, I know a lot of them wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to hear like the stories that they've got.
I bet some of this,
there.
when you have a guy they're not all they're all innocent, aren't they? And not all of them, but you've heard some heartbreaking stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I've heard some. They're just truck driver. I think he was out of Knoxville, Tennessee. He would go to Texas and bring back some green stuff and call him a mule. Mm-hmm. And he had been doing just small amounts over the years as a truck driver just to help put his kids through college, just to help things, not a whole lot. His wife had a job. He had a job as a truck driver. And him and his wife was talking one night over eating a meal and says, honey, he said, I need to do one more run, I'm done. I'll quit.
That's the one that always gets you.
And that's when he got caught. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing. Sad. It should have stopped. Don't know when to stop.
Yeah. And now, I mean, you look at stuff like that. Now that's like a slap on the wrist for marijuana. So, but
I've seen 1,300 pounds in a truck before. It's different. It's got a different smell than you. I was like, this don't smell like that, but it's packed in grease and stuff like that. I was like, this. Yeah. So it's interesting. So
yeah,
I've seen some cool stuff on the side of the road too. You're like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. It's a different mentality you got to have being on the inside working corrections.
It has to be,
because on our side of it, and I got a little bit of a taste of it when I was working for Buddy and them. Doing that on the inside, seeing the inside and that. Mm-hmm. But, it's one thing that we deal with the crime. We deal with, everything up to that. And it's a different mentality that we have to have because it's, we're right, they're wrong. Mm-hmm. We're putting them in prison. Yeah. And then we're dropping them off. But as a correction officer, you're in there with them every day.
Every day.
Yeah. So it's like you can't.
So we had that freedom. We skin them, we catch them.
It's almost like being a parent.
To you.
You are.
But we can go to.
Yeah.
We got a lot more freedom. That was always what scared me because I had some interviews or was about to go over to interview at the prison. I had buddies over there at Manchester, and I was like, this would be a good job, and it would have been. Mm-hmm. But then I got a taste of like the police officer side of it. You're like, man, I got a lot of freedom. I can run home.
You're right.
I can go over here and stop a car. Or I can go run this domestic, and then I can go hang out at the PD for a minute.
Yeah,
or not to deal with anybody.
At a mom and pop shop.
Yeah,
talking to gossip.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. Be at the barbershop, whatever.
Yeah,
a totally different job. Totally, but yet having to keep the law and order. You did it inside there. We tried to do it. We failed a lot, but
we would have. When we do our training, we've had state police come in and do our training, update us on what's going on with the whatever, what's going on the street these days. And they said, there's no way they would give up their gun to go work inside that fence. Mm-mm. No way.
No, I couldn't do it. I don't think not. I mean, unless you were driving like the perimeter truck, that'd probably be all right. Yeah. Then you're just chasing deer.
So I work in a school that's got like 100 acres, and sometimes I feel like I'm in prison. Mm-hmm. However, I can get in that car and go right across the road to the Mexican restaurant or go
Yeah.
over to the CVS that's real close to me. And I'm like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
But there's a fence around it. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel weird. Even though I have 100% freedom, it's just different.
But you know, working with those type of guys, I feel like you would always kind of be on eggshells a little bit because you say you got to do your job, but you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, then
they
you've
try
got
to
some
file a
shot calling,
complaint.
to shank you.
You gotta, as I say, you gotta have communication skills. All right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody's pretty much watched the movie The Green Mile.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I love it.
Okay, how Tom Hanks handled himself with the okay, you got the other little guy that was a little ass, you know what I mean?
The chirpy.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it's just like that. You know what I mean? You got some that just can't communicate. You got some that can, you know, he can tell an inmate to stand on his head, and he'll stand on his head. That's just the way they are.
It's all about respect.
It is.
That's.
You gotta give.
I've tried.
You
Yeah.
gotta
I've-
give respect to get respect.
I've tried to work my career. I mean, some people you just can't give respect because they don't want to let you.
Right.
But I mean, I've always tried to work my career that I'm going to give you as much respect as you give me, and then we'll go from there.
True. Yeah.
But some people just don't want.
I mean, I've given inmates. I've 2:00 in the morning, they'll be out there shoveling snow, and I've walked by a group of them. I've come back and said, "Look, fellas, somebody needs to eat a fireball, okay? All right, boss, I got it, boss. You know, somebody been drinking a little hooch before they come out and shovel snow. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Yeah, some things. I mean, you overlook some things. It ain't worth it. I mean, they're.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun interview. I've learned a lot tonight.
I have too.
This has been great.
I think it might be this is the only person I've ever talked to that's ever been on a submarine.
Yeah,
That's cool. There's only a few of us.
I can only imagine
only a
why.
few of us.
I mean, it's
Thank you for your service. I appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome. And I honestly enjoyed the submarine service very much.
I'm glad.
if you had the chance,
Yes.
it was standing there, the choice was standing before you. Would you go back and do it all over again?
Yes, I would.
That's
See,
awesome.
That says a lot.
That says a lot.
Yeah, that's
It was challenging, very challenging, because, listen, when I was going to school down at Clay County, I was not the best student, all right? I was like, whatever. What time we got a class? If we don't, I'm going to leave early myself. You know, I'll cut it myself here in a minute. So joining the Navy helped me, because before the Navy, you would not catch me in the library at all. I'm not going to that library. Then after I joined the Navy, I found myself looking at a lot of books, knowing a lot of tech manuals. All right, I did more reading and tech manuals my first 2 years in the Navy than I did all of high school.
Right.
I was like, oh my God. All right. All right. So I had to learn real quick how to read tech manuals, do a lot of reading, how to do research, just like you would back at the library, doing research. It's the same thing. And the same thing working with the Bureau of Prisons, especially as a lieutenant, you're doing audits all the time. You're doing what we call perpetual audits, constantly going over program policies and procedures to make sure everything's correct. All right? And so I was always doing that stuff. And so, it takes me back to my days, what research papers I did do in high school. Okay, it takes you back to those basics. And if you need those basics of research paperwork to make it as doing your audits and things of that nature.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Would have took it a lot more serious back then.
Yeah.
But you do remember things. You're like, oh yeah. I was like, why am I in this typing class learning this? But now, just that little stuff like that. I was like, oh my gosh, when you're writing reports, I don't know if they probably called it something different when you was in, but it was typing.
My 35 words a minute.
At least I had that, right? At least I had those. Remember those home
35
keys.
words and 5 mistakes.
Yeah. But I mean, just little things like that you're like, oh my gosh, thank you, Miss Wittenbach, for teaching me how to do that way back then in 7th grade or whatever that was. So it's just different. How that stuff, I was like, I'll never have to write a paper. I'm going to this. And then I joined, go to the police department. That's all you do is
type reports, yeah.
type reports. It's like, oh my gosh, thank
I will
goodness.
say I learned more at KCC about typing reports. My report typing's a whole lot different than it was when I was at the PD now.
Really?
Yeah. It's
to
you
read
learn the
report?
federal way
Yeah,
It's all fit, so it's
I was impressed when I did a case that got adopted by the ATF. They bullet point a lot more things in their cases.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it reads a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And you probably did the same thing.
After doing reports there, I look back at some of
I
the
was
old
like,
PD
well,
reports.
I was writing like a third grade level. I was
It looks like
just
just special ed.
but that was. But then when you learn, you're like, oh, that's how you should write a paper. You're like, or a report.
Yeah.
It makes everybody's job easier to read it from the lawyers to to jurors to whoever sees that, on up the ladder to when it got to the correction side.
Yes.
Being able to see, that's what that guy did then. So it
Makes
leaves
more
that
sense.
from Rex and all that stuff. So, but thank you again for
You are
this.
welcome.
This has been a lot of fun.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime we'll have you back on. If you want to come back on, if
you got any of your buddies?
Yes, I do.
if they want to
Will
have
do.
a reunion, we'll set them up around
Right here.
That'd be perfect. Thank you again. We enjoyed
Well, there's a fella that lives here in town that I served with, my first submarine.
it. Yeah.
He retired 22 years in the Navy. He lives here in London.
Yeah, if he wants to. If he wants
So you
to.
want to sit down with them?
Not everybody wants to sit and blab with us, but
You'll be here all night long.
that's fine with us.
Yes, he'll take the show over.
That's perfect.
That's fine with us. Nobody wants to hear us talk anyways.
He has plenty of submarine stories.
That's
We'll
awesome.
get him on here. You check to see if he's ready. We'll have him on.
Oh, he'll be
So,
ready. I say you want to do a podcast?
All right. You two just take over. We'll just sit back and laugh.
This guy's job in the Navy in a submarine, his job was to operate some of that spy equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Check with him. Let's get this in schedule.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. All right. Well, that sounds like something interesting
Something to look
coming
forward
up.
to.
All right. Thank you again, Paul.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.